guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another balloon garland tutorial. So this one's going to be pretty small. To be honest, I don't even really know what I'm doing yet. I have like kind of an idea. It's for my mother-in-law's birthday. We're having her over for dinner tomorrow, and it's a big one. She's turning 65, so we wanted to do something just like a little bit more special for her. I need to get this camera angle figured out. So she likes blue a lot, so I'm doing like basically all blue, and she really loves dogs. So I've got some really fun like paw print balloons. So a couple of things that I'm going to be focusing on in today's video. The first one is going to be how to hang balloon garlands. I mentioned in my last one that I would go into a little bit more detail on that. So I'm going to show you exactly how I hang my balloon garlands, what all goes into that. It's super, super easy. And then the other thing that I thought would be really fun is to go over exactly how I get matte balloons. So matte balloons are like all over the place, and it's really, I think for people who aren't in the balloon industry, they're like, how the heck do you get these like beautiful matte balloons? And really there's nothing to it except for putting them outside for a little while. So I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. I think what I have in my head is I'm going to do all blue, so all the same color, like a dark navy, deep blue. And some of the balloons I'm gonna keep shiny, and some of the balloons I'm gonna do matte. So I think it should have a pretty cool like look by the time I'm all done with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have my handy dandy notebook. No, just kidding. I have my handy dandy trusty double pump balloon pump. I will link this below. I just got this off Amazon. It's like 20 bucks. Truly, you don't need anything better than this. Like, it's amazing, and you can blow up 2 balloons at once, and it's just like phenomenal. So I have sapphire blue and I have navy. Both of these colors are Qualitex colors. The sapphire blue is a little like see-through. That's just the type of balloon color that it is. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double stuff all of the sapphire blue, and then I'm gonna see what it looks like compared to the navy blue. I've never really done them both at the same time. So I will show you how I double stuff my balloons. So I've got a straw, just like a regular whatever plastic straw. I'll link these ones below, but I mean really you can get any straw that you want. I take one balloon, I slide it onto the straw, and then all I do is take another balloon and slide it right on top. And now you've got a double stuffed balloon. I went over this in my last video, I think, but double stuffed balloons are what allow you to get like custom colors, and they also tend to last longer indoor and outdoor installations. And a lot of times when I have a balloon that's got this type of like consistency, I don't know. For the balloons that are a little bit more see-through, this tends to help because then they're a little more opaque. So I'll show you the difference. I'll blow up one that's just normal, and then I'll blow up one that's double stuffed. So this is the difference. This is a balloon, this is a sapphire blue balloon that's not double stuffed, and this is one that is double stuffed. So you can tell it's just like a little bit more opaque. It's not as see-through. Although to be honest, I'm really just I'm not loving this. I'm not loving this sapphire. Let me try the navy. See what navy looks like. The only issue is that I don't have any other size in the navy except for 11 inch, so we'll see. Yeah, I like this so much better. This is really pretty. So see the difference? See how this one is just like already really opaque? The sapphire blue is, I mean, it's meant to be like that. They're supposed to be like jewel tones, so they're like a little bit more clear, but I just personally like this a lot better. So I'm gonna go with this. Maybe I'll stuff the sapphire with black. Maybe I'll do that. These aside. So I'm just gonna start blowing up these balloons. Oh, I'll walk you through what I just did too. So I'm gonna blow up 2 at a time. So I have 2 balloons. I'm going to get some of the air out of those balloons, and then I'm just gonna take the necks and twist the necks around, tie it tight, and then knot it together. And now you've got 2 balloons together. This is called a duplet, so that's what that is. All right, I'm just gonna get started on blowing up more of these, and I'll speed it up for you.
Right now I'm standing in the corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is.
Okay, I'm back. Got some black. Yeah. 16-inch black. Okay, so I am going to double stuff these. I'm gonna try to blow some of these up and see how we like it. See if it goes with the navy I've already done. I don't wanna waste balloons. There's a balloon shortage in the whole world, so it's really difficult to get any balloons when you need them. It's so fun. Oh yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Love these. So this is black inside sapphire blue. I actually used this color once for a job, probably like 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago. And it's so pretty when it's in the light. Oh gosh. It's just like, it just looks so deep. It's like super deep and like sparkly. I don't know, I love it. Looks a lot like navy when you've got them together. It's not a bad thing. That means that I haven't wasted anything. Oh, I realized I didn't say this before. So when I am tying the necks of my balloons together, what I like to do when they're double stuffed is only tie the inside necks together. So I'm gonna pull out the neck of the black balloon that's inside this blue balloon, and I'm only gonna tie those 2 necks together. And the reason that I like to do that, I mean, you can do it, you can tie both necks together. It's not gonna like hurt anything. But the reason I like to do it is because it just gives me a little bit more give. Like these are a little stretchier, they go a little longer. And the way that I put my garlands together is I tie the necks of the balloons together to make all of my different, I don't know, structures. I'll show you in a little while. So the more give you have with the necks of the balloons and the longer they can stretch, the better off you're gonna be if that's the technique that you're gonna be using to put your garlands together. So that's my biggest tip, is only tie the inside necks together. You'll see, I don't know if you can see this, but like the blue neck is still out, and it just is what it is. So yeah, that's how I tie my necks together.
It's about you.
Look at my fingers. For whatever reason, the like dark balloons, the ink comes off so much easier on them. So black balloons, I always get nasty black fingers. Blue balloons, so funny. Just like the darker the pigment, the easier it is to come off on your hands, which is so fun. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I am going to do next. Maybe I want a few more. I think I'll do a few more. Okay, I'm gonna blow up a few more of the 11-inch navy balloons, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next with them. Okay, I think I've got enough balloons for what I wanna do. Again, I'm not doing anything super big. This is what we've got so far. Got the cute little paw prints over here. So I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna walk you through the process of getting matte balloons, what that looks like. And then as those are baking, so I'll talk to you about what that means. As those are baking, I'm gonna do all the other stuff that I need to do. So essentially how this works is, I think I mentioned this in the last video. I know I've mentioned it on Instagram several times, but the way that you get matte finished balloons is by oxidizing them. So anytime a balloon is outside, if it's in the heat, if it's in heavy wind, anything like that, it'll start to oxidize because they're made out of 100% latex. So when they oxidize, that's how they get that mattified look. So if you want that look, but you're doing an installation inside, then the way that you do that is by putting them outside for a little while. So I like to call it baking. I've heard a few other designers call it that as well, kind of like baking your makeup, you know, when that was a big thing. So I put some of them outside. I let them bake for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how hot it is outside. And right here in Arizona right now, it's like 100 degrees. So it might not take 20 minutes. You also wanna make sure that you don't put them outside for too long, because then they'll pop. Or they'll just end up being so brittle that they'll end up, you know, breaking or popping when you're putting them together in your garland. So you wanna be really mindful of how long you're leaving them outside to bake. You wanna put them out just long enough for them to get matte, but not any longer than that, or else you're just gonna start dealing with the integrity of the balloon. So I'm gonna do that with half of these blue balloons. I'm not gonna do it with the paw print balloons, just the blue balloons, so that we get that like some matte look, some shiny look. So I have a vision. I'm hoping it's all gonna like come to fruition. Okay, so little change of plans. I was gonna put the balloons on our front door, or on our front patio, but it is like intense direct sunlight and I'm a little nervous that they're gonna bake too much. So instead, I'm gonna put them in our garage. I put down, let me flip this. I put down some, oh geez. I put down some sheets on the ground. By the way, all this stuff is all from Emma's birthday party. That happened, oh, I don't know, like a month and a half ago. So this is still our garage, cool. But anyway, I put down these sheets. So I'm just gonna put the balloons right on top of the sheets. I'm gonna open up the garage door and let the process get started. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, here's some wipes. Mom life, I swear to God. While I'm waiting for that, I figured I would show you guys how I put my clusters of balloons together. So once you have balloons tied off in a pair like this, what you're gonna wanna do next is put them into clusters. I usually do clusters of either 6 balloons or 8 balloons. So either 3 of these or 4 of these. And it's really simple. All you do is you're gonna take 2 pairs in each hand. You're gonna put them together like an X or like a cross, and then you're just gonna twist 2 of the balloons around each other. When you twist them, then they kind of interlock like this, and they're not going anywhere. So then once you have these 4 balloons together, you're gonna do the same thing. So grab onto one of the balloons in this cluster. You're gonna get another pair, and you're just gonna put it into the middle and twist one of the existing balloons in the cluster around one of the new balloons in that next pair that you have. And then this gives you a cluster of 8. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do clusters of 8 balloons for each of these. I thought I heard a balloon popping. It's not. So I'm gonna do the same thing with one more pair of balloons. And then you have this really cute cluster of 8 balloons. So I'm just gonna do that 2 more times with these. Baby, let me love you, let me love you, let me love you. And now I've got 3 clusters of these cute paw print balloons. I'm not gonna do that with the other blue balloons that I have because I wanna incorporate the ones that are mattifying with the ones that are still shiny. So I'm not gonna do that yet. The next thing I'm gonna do is prep some of my 5-inch balloons, and then I'm gonna check on the balloons in the garage. Okay, let's see. Still looking pretty shiny. Did we lose some? Uh-oh. Oh, these ones you can see on this side, they're kind of starting to mattify. Honestly, I might have to put these on the patio to be in a little bit more direct sunlight, or else this process is gonna take forever. Okay, I just went outside. Gosh, I just cannot get this camera angle figured out. Okay, I just went outside and got some of the balloons that are all done. So this is what they look like now after they've oxidized. I'll show you a difference. This is normal balloons before they've oxidized. Oxidized balloons. Isn't that so fun? I'm really excited. I'm excited to put these together. I think it's gonna look super cool. So I'm waiting for a few more of them to get finished, and then I'll put them all together. Same process as I did with those paw print balloons. I'm just gonna tie, like, you know, wrap them together, all that fun stuff.
I'll take you anywhere you want. As long as we're together, everything we'll do.
Okay, so now that I've got some of these balloons put together, I'll show you guys. They're all in their little clusters. So now that I have those together, I'm gonna tie some of them together to make like a little mini garland, and some of them I'm gonna leave separate because I'm gonna wanna like build it as I go when I'm putting it up where it's gonna go. So the way that I do this is I take a cluster, I look in the middle, and I just find, can you see that? I just find a neck, just any neck of any balloon. I like to find the one that is giving the most stretch. So I hold on to that in one hand. Then I get another cluster and I do the exact same thing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my body to press one down. I'm gonna pull the other one down. So I'm just gonna take the necks of those two clusters and tie them in a knot. And now you've got one big guy. So that is why it's so important to have really long necks of your balloons, because if you're gonna use this technique and you're not gonna use like fishing line or 260 balloons or anything like that, that is gonna be the easiest way to get them together. If you're not giving yourself enough neck of the balloon, if you're like overinflating your balloons or whatever, you're not gonna have enough pull to actually tie them together. So I always like to make sure that I give myself plenty of neck so it's super easy for me to tie them. So got that one. Looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed in the like some matte, some shiny. What I would normally do if this were a client is I would get some high shine, which is like a thing that you can put on your balloons to keep them shiny even if they're outside. I would get some high shine and I would put it on the shiny ones just so they were like extra super duper shiny, but I don't have any, so I'm not gonna do that. But it'll be what it'll be. Okay, don't mind the mess in my kitchen. Gosh, I just feel like I can never get in frame. I guess that's okay. Don't mind the mess in my kitchen, but what I'm planning on doing is hanging the garland across these 3 lights. And I think I'm gonna have some stuff like cascading down from the garland. So what I wanna do first is I'm gonna attach that piece that I just tied together to this middle one. That's gonna be kind of like my middle starting point. So I'm gonna get some command hooks and some 260 balloons, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. I actually have some 260s, or some command hooks that are already done because I had them prepped for an install I had over the weekend. But I'll get another one and I'll show you guys how I do it. I have a lot of command hooks. Let's see. So my favorite command hooks to use are these ones that have the loop. They're like open on the inside of that. You can get any like weight. So I think these are 0.5 pound. I've used like 2-pound, I've used 5-pound. It really doesn't matter what the weight is of them because balloons are pretty lightweight and you're gonna use a lot of them if you're gonna do a big garland. But I like these ones because I can put 260 balloons through this little thing and they're not going anywhere. So that's what I really like. So I'm gonna get a 260 balloon. So this is what a 260 balloon is if you're not familiar. It's one of those long skinny ones that balloon artists use to make balloon animals. So that's what those are. Okay, so I'm gonna use this end, the like circular end, because I find that this is easiest to work with. I'm gonna take my command hook and I'm basically, hopefully you can see this, I'm just gonna like push and wiggle the end of the balloon through the middle of the command hook. So now it's looped in there. And now it's not going anywhere no matter what I do to the balloon. So now I have to get the air out of it again. Do that. I personally like getting the air out of it because it's just easier to work with. Once the air is all out, I'm just gonna tie the ends together. And now I've got almost like a rubber band. So that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna get a sticky piece and I'm gonna put this right up there on that light. The type of command hook that you use or the type of hook that you use is really gonna depend on what you're putting it on. So if you are a professional or if you're doing this for someone else, I always recommend have like lots of different types of things that you can use to put up your garlands. So have lots of regular command hooks for indoors, have command hooks for outdoors. I also have these for outdoors. These are really awesome for brick. Don't ever use them on, well, I guess you can use them sometimes on glass, but these are really intense. And so they tend to, I just don't like using them unless I really have to. And I know that whatever surface I'm putting them on isn't gonna get ruined by them. You never want to ruin your client's house by putting up command hooks. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, allergies in Arizona right now. I am dying. Okay, so that's it. I took off the sticky part and I'm just gonna put this on there. Okay, so that's nice and sturdy. And you know what, while I'm here, I'm just gonna put the other ones on the other lights because I know I'm gonna need them. Typically, I only start with one like, what is that called? Like hanging point, because where I put the other hanging points just depends on what the shape of the garland ends up being, and usually I don't really know that until I'm starting to put it together. But I know that for this one, I wanna go across all 3 of those lights. So I'm gonna put one one command hook on each one of the lights so that it's there waiting for me. Okay, so those are all good, all ready for me to go. I'm gonna go get that big piece and I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna show you how I do that. So now that I have this like circle here, almost like a rubber band, it's really easy to put the balloons on it because all you have to do is loop this around one of the balloons and it's gonna stay, it's not gonna go anywhere, trust me. So I'm gonna figure out how I want this. It doesn't really matter at this point too much because I'm gonna make the shape as I go. I'm gonna wrap it, loop it around one of these. And now it's just hanging there. Make sure that when you're wrapping it around, you get the 260 around the very base, like the very neck of one of the balloons, not like around the middle of the balloon because it's just gonna put too much tension on it. So I've got this up there, and now I'm gonna start kind of building out what I want the rest of it to look like. Okay, so I think I actually really like the way that that's like hanging down like that. I think I'm gonna build on that from there. I'm gonna move this chair. And so from here, I'm doing the exact same thing that I did to put this one together. I'm going to find a neck of a balloon in another one of my clusters, and I'm just gonna tie it into one of the necks that is already hanging up.
You got me going, oh, you got me going, oh.
Okay, I'm gonna put another one on this side.
And it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do.
Now that I'm over to the other light, I'm just gonna loop this other one around one of these balloons. Okay, so that's half my garland. Now let's do the other side. Okay, cool. So I'm liking how this shape is. You'll also notice I'm not going in any particular pattern or order. I like for it to be really just organic. So I'm just kind of adding where I think I need to add. Both the lights on the outside are like pulling in. I'm gonna have to figure that out and fix that a little bit, but so far it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna keep working on this and take you guys along with me, show you what the finished product looks like.
We watch the sun go down over the same old town, like so many times before. We look at the same old stars, battle the same old wars, like so many times before. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. Stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay.
Okay, so this is the finished product. I had such a hard time with the shape, but I feel like I finally got it. I gotta fix some of these matte ones, just kind of smooth them out a little bit, but otherwise, I think it turned out super cute. I added these hanging little 5-inch balloons down here. I just blew them up same way as the other ones, and I added some fishing line and just wrapped them around, and I think it looks super cute. So that is it for this tutorial. If you liked this content, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. If you have, bless you. If you have any questions or want to know a little bit more about, something that maybe I didn't go into detail on, just put it in the comments below. I'm happy to answer those questions. Go follow my business account on Instagram. I'm just at popofcoloraz. You can see even more behind the scenes stuff and more details on some other jobs that I've done. But otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you back next week for another one. Bye.
Last, but all the fun times we had, I'll never forget.